Good evening and welcome to the Whisky Lover Society with me, Gert Tief, home, Belgium, Brussels, 7 o'clock in the evening, 32 degrees outside. When you get to my house and you go on the inside, not well insulated, I am cooking at 42 degrees. It is incredibly hot. Definitely not whiskey weather, so I did bring something to drink tonight. A nice Belgian beer, the Duvel or the Devil 666 and all of those bad signs on it. And of course that 666 means the alcohol level 6.66%. Also the sponsors of the national soccer team or football team, depending on the country. But tonight we are going to talk about whiskey, safe whiskey, or picking a safe whiskey, while I, of course, cool off with a nice beer. It has been incredible, and I think it is all my fault. I did mention that it seems that the winter is coming, summer is over, and as soon as I said that, the temperature went crazy. It is bloody hot. So just a quick one. Absolutely fantastic beer. Nice ice cold. So picking a safe whiskey. And for me, a safe whiskey, well, what is it? We talk about quality. We talk about the same whiskey. They don't fiddle with the formula. They bring out the same whiskey every time. And something that you know, if you pick it up, you're going to be happy with it. We're talking about a distillery. In this case, we are talking about the distillery that is not trying to rip people off. They are making a fantastic product. They are moving a lot of product, and you don't see them pushing the prices up. So many YouTubers are talking about the integrity malt or a integrity distillery that gives you what we want. That 46 plus ABV, the natural color, the non-chill filtered whiskey, ticking the boxes. You will hear that so many times. All the YouTubers that's doing reviews are talking about ticking all the right boxes. And I think this distillery, and we will get to the distillery a little bit later on, they are definitely one of those distilleries that tick all the boxes for me. Now, I do get a lot of questions from friends, colleagues. Some of my subscribers has also asked me to give them advice on what whiskey to drink. Not so long ago, I also got a question from one of my subscribers wanting to buy something special for a husband on a special occasion. Now that for me is a very difficult question. If you don't know the person, if you don't know the taste, if you don't know what whiskies that they prefer, it becomes a very difficult question to ask. Something that might be fantastic for me, I would advocate it, and they would try it, and they said, oh, this is nonsense, I don't like it, it's not for me. So for me, I think the first step that you need to ask, if you want to buy, especially a whiskey for somebody else, you need to find out what preferences they have, what type of whiskey they like. If they are into sweet whiskies, do they like the smoky whiskies? Do they like the oaky whiskies? Do they like something that is just light, fruity, apples, that type of whiskey? Go into the cupboard, go to his bar, look what do they have on offer, and then you can decide this is the flavor profile that they like. And then you can start exploring that flavor profile. Now for me, I have a particular flavor profile that I would drink if I'm not making a video. So I like the sherried whiskies. I like the bourbon whiskies or the ex-bourbon barrel whiskies. I like the lightness, the fruitiness, and it all depends on the weather. So if it's hot like today, I might even completely skip, go for the big boy beers. That reminds me, hydrate. Lovely. So I would suggest for all the people that's watching, and you are looking to get into whiskey, a whiskey that will be favorable 90% of the time, a whiskey that is enjoyable, a whiskey that's friendly, a whiskey that is light, and there is no offensive overtones in that whiskey. Something that you can pick up, give to a newbie and say, try this one. Now, I found the perfect distillery for me that can be a go-to whiskey for that person that is not sure. Once you have your flavor profile, or your friend that you want to give them a gift, once you know this is the type of whiskey that they are looking for, then you can go online, go through all these YouTubers that's reviewing whiskey, look for the notes that your friend or husband or wife are interested in, and use that information to buy that perfect gift. Now, the distillery that we are talking tonight, I can almost guarantee you that 90% of the people is going to love these whiskies. They are ticking the boxes. They are always 46% and higher, natural color, non-chill filtered, and they always have a good price attached to them. They are not trying to rip you off. They don't try to see how much money that they can get out of you. My last video, I was talking about a Macallan no age statement whiskey at 40% ABV, recommended selling price €200 for a bottle. Now that for me is absolutely crazy. But tonight we are going to talk about Arran. And Arran is something that I picked up quite a long time ago for the first time. And the first one that I did was the 10-year-old. Now this is something that was always affordable, still affordable, and also picked up by the online Scotch Whisky Awards, and people raved about it. And most of the time when people start raving about the whiskey, the prices go up. And I was so excited to see that the prices did not go up with that mention in that Whisky Awards. So for me, I give or tip the hat for the people from Arran. You are doing a fantastic job. So that brings me into a little bit of a list of whiskies that I can guarantee you most people will like them. So I did start already with the 10-year-old. And for me, the next one that I really enjoyed is the private cars. Arran private cars. Give them the go. Oh, they are really fantastic. Not always easy to get, but if you do a little bit of online research, you will definitely find a bottle somewhere. Well, the next one, the 21-year-old. If you are now getting into that, well, we all go up and up with prices, and we set our standards. I'm not paying more than €20 for a bottle. Soon I'm not paying more than €50. Soon I don't care, I need that bottle. And that is where the distillery jumps in and they take you €200 and they give you a Macallan 40% ABV. Be careful with that. Stick to your guns and don't overpay for whiskey. It's our fault if the prices are going up and we keep on buying. Next one that I would also recommend is the sherry cask Arran, the Bodega. Oh, if you're into that sherry monster, the sweeter whiskies, that little bit of a funkiness, a little bit of that raisins, the dates, the figs, definitely something that I would recommend. The Bodega. Now you also have an option of an 18-year-old, and that's something that I liked. I also made a review of the 18-year-old, And you can go look on my homepage, the old version and the new version. Both are really good, but if you can find the older version or the older type bottle, give it a go. Don't worry about the price. It is going to be a stunning whiskey. And the last one that I also want to mention is the Arran Barrel Reserve. It is not sherried, it is an ex-bourbon cask. It is like walking down a field with apple blossoms, fresh apple cider, pear notes, that lightness, that vanilla notes, all of those lovely light summer notes that you get in a glass. So that is the whiskies that I would recommend, is that in that integrity bottles, that bottle that give you that high ABV non-chill filtered and the natural color. Give him a go, and of course, please leave a comment. What is your integrity bottle or integrity distillery? Which whiskey would you recommend for your newbie friends that can buy something and they would enjoy even though they are not a whiskey drinker? And of course, as usual, please remember to like and subscribe, and I see you next time. Cheers.